kimbilio tena msaada. Yesu ni kimbilio tena msaada. Chini ya majaribu mapiti yeye unilaza. Chini ya majaribu mapiti yeye.
When I grow up, I would like to be an optician.
Kimbilio tena msaada. Yesu ni kimbilio tena msaada. Chini ya majaribu mapiti yeye.
When I grow up, I would like to become a lawyer.
Mapiti yeye unilaza. Yesu ni kimbilio tena msaada.
When I grow up, I would be like to be a teacher.
Chini ya majani mabichi yeye unilaza. Chini ya majani mabichi yeye unilaza. Yesu ni kimbilio tena msaada. Yesu ni kimbilio tena msaada. Chini ya majani mabichi yeye.
Children all over the world have great potential that thrives when the right quality learning environment are put in place alongside consistent guidance and mentoring. Unfortunately, in Africa, major factors such as poverty, traditional attitudes and diseases limit equitable access to education, which will equip them with the necessary skills to help them uplift their communities from poverty.
Safe Zones program is an initiative of Church World Service that is being implemented in Kenya and Burundi for now. And the program involves rallying the support of, or rather partnership of communities, the corporate governments, so that they can reflect on children's safety, not only in school, but also safety in the communities where children come from. In rural schools such as Muranga and Kajiado, Kuria, and such like communities, what is easier for them is not fencing. Safety for them is not fencing because there is already, communities feel safe already even without a fence. And for them, what is essential is water, for example. What is important for them is the motivation of teachers. Yet safety for schools in the slum, such as Wangu and Kawangware, is a fence round, actually a permanent perimeter wall around the school. For them, that's safety because it gives children a sense of physical safety. So that's a good example of how Church World Service goes about contextualizing and making safety as relevant as possible, to the specific areas that schools are located, and encouraging schools to think local. That's very important.
Our kitchen. This is our firewood. We use like 1 lorry per term, and these are our energy saving jikos, 4 of them. There was no feeding before, so children were really suffering. Many were going without lunch. Some even could not get supper, so you found that concentration was very low, and hence it affected our performance. Also, retention rates were not good. Many children would go to the dump site to scavenge and get something to sell so that they can survive, they can live. And one thing about the Church World Service, the thing they say the most, that as for a school to be safe, it had to have to be well demarcated and at least have a gate where the children would feel secure, so that we would also monitor the people who are coming in. And I think that is the first thing they did after we were selected to join the program of the school safe zones. We blocked some of the spaces where the children were passing. So at least we had the school, the classrooms contained.
We reached a point where parents, that is the school management committee, argued that we better fence, because coming in and out, the movement of people in and out, animals in and out, like right now you can see the animals are down there.
The second aspect of safety is the social aspect of safety, the emotional safety. Talking about the psychosocial needs of children, the relationships that go on in schools, teacher-student, parent relationship, parent-teacher relationships. Again, if all these relationships are not in place, then children do not feel safe in school.
In class 8, I used to see girls who are like this. Wow. Can you remember?
Yes.
What happened?
Oh God. That we can say it is lack of education, lack of being taught, lack of being taught by the parents, by teachers, and the teachers counseling. Those ones, they were not cancelled. They know. And even that one, it can be brought by the parents. When you see your parent is doing this, when a parent is doing bad things, the child will follow. Now you see.
Role models.
Yes.
There are no role models at home.
Yes.
Okay. So, what? Suppose the role model is not there. Must you do the wrong things?
No.
So we have said no to this.
Yes.
No to this.
And
Never.
not to HIV.
And
not to sex.
Yeah.
Most schools in Kenya have inadequate water or complete lack of water in schools. It's not common that schools have running water. And therefore, and for communities that is not perhaps important, because for communities, priority for them is to put food on the table and perhaps to be able to buy a writing material for their children. For them, water comes second. But then through the School Safe Zones program, we are making communities more aware of the safety needs of children, and water comes top on the list. Through this School Safe Zones program, Church World Service plants a seed, because in itself it's very expensive to implement a safety project in schools across any country. Very expensive. It's a gigantic task. And therefore, the best way Church World Service does this is by building the capacities of these communities, the school communities, so that they themselves can identify resources amongst themselves.
I come from far, about a kilometer, and I do arrive here about 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Here the problem is we do not have electricity.
We have got problems because these ramps cannot give enough light for all the pupils. So what actually happens in the morning is that children come running to so that they can surround that one lamp or 3 lamps that are available in the classroom. So you find out that those who come late, they cannot get the light, so they stay in darkness. We always tell them that first come, first served. So the first ones to arrive are the ones who use the lamp. Those lamps are also quite risky because some of them are they are quite old, that they can even burst.
We bring parents together and with a specific area to be addressed. Then you provide a forum for these parents to wrestle out, and bring out issues that are pressing. For example, on child marriage, in early marriage in the pastoralist communities of Kuria and Kajiado, for parents to be able to themselves say no to forced marriage and to female genital cutting amongst their children. And to be able to do this, we do a lot of, we encourage modeling and role modeling amongst communities.
Huyo ni mtoto wangu, huyo ni mama, ni mtoto wetu, lakini mimi kama mzazi nina furaha mtoto wangu aendelee na masomo, sababu zamani watoto baada ya kupata tohara wanaolewa mapema, lakini kwa maoni yangu sasa mimi tumeona hali imegeuka, na sasa tunataka kuelimisha watoto wa kike, sababu sehemu hizi tunakaa watoto wa kike ni wachache sana ambao wameelimika au wameelimishwa. Sasa sisi kama mimi mzazi mtoto huyu. Mimi nataka mtoto wangu aendelee na masomo. Ile mambo ya samani sasa tumeifuatilia mbali.
The poor girl child education is necessitated by dropping out, which is caused by early marriages. In Kuria here, particularly at this place, after a girl has been cut or has been circumcised, the next thing is to get married and maybe give some wealth to the family concerned. So in brief, poor girl education is as a result of marriage after circumcision.
The success of the pilot project of the School Safe Zones program was the development of the safety standard manual. Of course, based on the experiences of the 10 pilot schools then, voices of everyone were incorporated into the safety standards manual, and with very good inputs from communities as well. And the safety standards manual becomes a policy document for the government of Kenya, you know, that provides specific dimensions on safety. Since then, the safety standards manual is in use in all schools in Kenya. For us, it's been a very encouraging and very fulfilling to see schools with whom, to see schools move up to a higher level in terms of their safety. Wango School, for example, there before the school was run down, and there was no attention whatsoever from government, from whoever else. But even with that, the school was very positive. You know, the head teacher was very encouraged. And when Church World Service started work with Wango and with all the meetings and capacity building for parents and just a small seed planted in the school, there has been a lot of all these people coming in, providing food for the school, you know, building the school all together. And as we speak today, the school is new. It's a new thing altogether. It's a happy place to be. Achieving total safety is very costly. Again, the safety standards manual right now is all in English. And we are looking at ways of translating that into languages that are easily understood, you know, by the communities that this is meant for. The other challenge has been high expectation, you know, from communities. As a donor organization, Church World Service, as much as we have been trying to avoid dependency, you know, creating dependency among communities, but you never lack situations where so many schools are coming to us and saying, we have a need, we need to build a school, we need to. So again, this has created a kind of excitement, you know, in the communities where we are, where people now are seeking support from Church World Service.
The classrooms which we are using as an office, you can see it acts as the store, it acts as the office, it acts as the store of everything. So you can see we can get any fund, we can move from here, we put up a good structure which can be an office. So near future, if funds are available, we shall ensure we move to a good office.
In order to achieve this noble goal of making children's lives better now and in future, we require resources to be able to fix toilets, lockers, desks, and create space for every child. We as Church World Service invite friends and partners to help us carry this dream forward.